Hi guys, Jen here with Blessed by Angels, and today I wanted to share three tips in being able to change your belief patterns or to shift your subconscious thoughts. Now, we've all been there, we've all experienced where we might want something or we work towards something, and then right before we achieve it, we self-sabotage. And it's so common for everyone to experience that, so please don't feel like you're bad and wrong. But I wanted to address some light and some knowledge that the other side has blessed us with to be able to change that habit or to change that pattern. So there are a few things to think about before we jump into those three steps is looking back at your family dynamic, at your family's life experience. So maybe writing out where you are and maybe a tree chart back and seeing what it was that each of those family members experienced within their life. Because sometimes we have things that are passed down throughout the family line, and so it might be not just our issue, but it could be something that's been passed down throughout the line. I like to think about this in the sense of, we might have all heard the story where a grandmother, she cooks a pot roast. She cuts off the ends to put it in the pan to put it in the oven. And 4 generations are down, and finally her great-great-great-granddaughter is like, why do we cut off the edges of the roast? And she said, well, I didn't have a big enough pan. And so that daughter is able to say, well, we have bigger pans now, we can cook the whole thing. And if you think about that, we have things that are passed down through us genetically. We have things that are passed down through us. We have science shows genetic is passed down. We have things that are passed down through our body, our mind, our spirit, and our emotions. And so we might have a pattern in life that, maybe we have divorce in the family, or we have addictions within the family, or we have hardships that are always carried down within the family, maybe not being able to speak up, or being in a relationship where you're not heard, or you don't feel validated. And it might be that that's been brought down from generations past. And so by being aware of that, this will be very helpful in understanding this next process. So step 1, I would say, in being able to change that mentality or to switch that pattern would be, what have I been taught? So I want you to pick a certain situation, and then I want you to write that situation at the top of your paper. What it is that you want to switch up or to understand or to grow a little bit better. Write that at the top of the paper. And then on number 1, I want you to write down everything that you have been taught or told that it needs to be like. So as an example, let's use money or finances as an example. So at the top of my paper, I'm going to put finances. Number 1, what have I been taught about money? And this is going to come from what my parents have expressed, what I've experienced, maybe what my cultural or religious background has been. What patterns do I hold that I've been taught I have to live by? So as an example, it might be money is hard to come by. You have to be frugal. You have to save your money. You have to work hard for money. Money is always scarce. Those are just a few things that I've experienced when it comes to money, right? And so give yourself the time to write down all of those things that maybe your family has told you, what you have thought yourself, what cultures or what structures around you have taught you, what society's told you, what social media has told you. So take time to write all of that down. The second thing I want you to write down is, how does that make you feel? What is your relationship? What does that feel like with the subject that you wrote up top? So for me, what is my relationship to money? How does that feel? Does it feel scarce? Do I feel abundant? Do I feel happy? Do I feel loved? What is it that you feel about that subject? And then for the third one, I want you to write down, what is it that you can learn from this subject? What is it that you can learn from how you feel, what you've been taught that situation has to be? What can you learn from that experience? So after you've gone through all of that, I want you to crinkle up that paper, and we're going to burn it, we're going to tear it up, we're going to flush it, whatever it is that you can do. We are going to release any of those thoughts, any of those feelings, any of that heaviness that is held on to that certain subject. And from that point, after you burn it, it's a great time to take time to offer up a prayer of gratitude, to thank that lesson to be learned, as well as to thank new patterns of existence to be coming into your space. And after that, I want you to take 3 deep breaths in and just know that as you've been able to experience what you've been taught, your emotions, what you've made it mean, you've been able to release that outside of your system so you can create a new pattern. And that might be offering up gratitude and saying, I'm so grateful that money comes easily. I'm so grateful for these things, and giving yourself a 7-day reset by having that as an affirmation. I am so grateful money flows. I'm so grateful I have a great relationship with money. I love that money loves me. It's things like that that are going to help reprogram the patterning within your brain so that you can change that thought process of what you've experienced. So this is just one way of being able to change those patterns, being able to look at them and to move forward in that belief. What I would say is it's all about looking internally to see, okay, is this my baggage? Is this what I'm holding on because of myself, or is it because of a family member, or because of what I've been taught or shown that it has to be? So it's great to be able to differentiate both of those and to release both of those as well. Once again, if you found this video helpful or inspiring in any way, or you might feel like it could benefit a friend or a family member, please feel free to send it that way. Please like and subscribe so that you can receive more information or more messages from our ancestors on the other side. Thanks.